child's pose. Hands and knees, toes together, knees can be open or closed, forehead to the mat. For those that are just joining us, welcome. We're starting in child's pose. I'm Ashley. For those that don't know me, I live in Verado in Arizona. Continue staying right there with your forehead on the mat. I love you, Erin. Forehead on the mat. So in yoga we do something called ujjayi breathing, where you breathe in and out through the nose. Lips are always closed, unless you need to like yell at your children while they're bugging you. Then you can open your lips. So continue that breath in and out through the nose. Come forward to hands and knees. Spread your fingers, knees underneath the hips. We're going to do a clockwise direction with the hips. You can start slow. Maybe they get a little bit bigger. Maybe hips and knees start popping. And continue that breath in and out through the nose. So this is my first time doing a live video. Switch directions, don't go counterclockwise. It's quite different than teaching a big class, because then I can't talk to you guys. Not really, I can kind of talk to you, I guess, if you talk to me on there. Keep breathing. One more circle. And back to child's pose. My son asked me before we started, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing a Facebook, Instagram live of a yoga class. He says, are you going to push on everyone's shoulders at the end with oil? I'll virtually push on your shoulders. All right, back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, hips go high, downward facing dog. Feet are about 2 fist widths apart, which means 2 fists can fit in between your big toes. Whether your heels come down or not, that doesn't matter. Look towards your thighs, spread your fingers, and continue that breath. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, plant that foot in between the hands. If it doesn't get there on its own, use your hand to help it the rest of the way. Ankle right underneath the knee, you're not back here. Drop your back knee, point your back toe, walk your hands up on top of your knee, and open up your heart. Good. This will be saved for later, so if you're joining me another day, you'll still be able to watch it. And I'll also have one tomorrow. So if there's any requests for tomorrow, if there's a certain body part that you're sore, maybe it's quads, hamstrings, calves, shoulders, hips. Hips are usually a popular one. All right, inhale, arms rise. Palms are going to face me at the screen, and you're going to make single hand claps. This is one of those things that it starts off feeling pretty easy, and then in a few seconds, it's going to feel like you're going through mud. Keep trying to make sound with them. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Fingertips to the floor, half splits. Straighten the front leg, and you're going to pull the toes up of that front foot. The more you pull the toes, the more you're going to feel it in your hamstring. Another little tip is if you send your tailbone up in the back, you're also going to feel that tug in the back of the leg a little bit more. Push your chest forward, look forward. 5, 4, those that are just joining us, just hop right in. We just started. Again, my name is Ashley. Welcome. 2, 1, rebend into that front knee. Left hand plants on the inside, right arm opens up, twist. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hand comes back down. Walk yourself back a little bit so that your back knee stacks over your back hip and then come up. Other foot is there just for balance. We're going to stretch our hip flexor over our left leg so the front of your pelvis is going to tip up. Tips up so you feel a stretch to the left hip flexor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do right elbow on the knee. Left hand is going to reach back for your foot. Maybe you hook a strap or a towel or whatever you have around the foot, or you just bend it. If you can, reach for the foot. I'm going to scooch my other foot a little bit more forward so I have space for my hip to go forward. The more you bring your heel into your bum, the more you're going to feel it in your quadricep. The more you push your hips forward, the more you're going to feel it in your hip flexor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. It's not a slingshot. Good. Hands to the floor. Tuck your back toe. Send that front foot back to downward facing dog. Again, about 2 fist widths between your big toes. Fingers nice and spread. Hips are reaching high. Heels are trying to reach low. Look towards your thighs. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left leg rises. So your other leg. Exhale, plant that foot in between the hands. Remember, if it doesn't get all the way out on its own, use your hand to help the rest of the way. Ankle and knee stacked over each other. Back knee drops. Point your back toe. Inhale, arms rise. Single hand claps. Palms face the front. Single hand claps. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Fingertips to the floor, half split. Straighten the front leg. Pull the toes back. Push your chest forward. And if you want to add a little bit more, again, the tailbone flips up in the back. 4. Breathe in and out through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Rebend into that knee. Right hand plants on the inside. Left arm opens up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand comes back down. I'm going to bring that front foot back a little bit. Coming up. Back knee stacks over your back hip. Left elbow to the knee. Right hand reaches back. Oh, I skipped something, but we'll get back to it. Okay. We'll grab the quad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Okay, the thing I skipped, knees tucked over the back hip. Front of the pelvis tips up to find a stretch through now that right hip flexor. For 5, 4. See, when I'm not in a big classroom, I don't have all my students telling me when I missed something on the one side. 2, 1. Release the hands to the floor. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee up. Inhale to plank. Plank. Make sure your hips aren't too high. You're also not sagging them too low. You're in a nice strong plank. Shoulders stacked over wrists. Use your toes, push yourself forward. If this isn't accessible, you can always drop your knees. This first round, I'm actually going to show it on my knees. Chaturanga, so elbows go right at your sides, not out to the sides. At your side, don't let your drop. Shoulders stay up. Point your toes, straighten the arms, hips come down, up dog. Maybe lift your kneecaps. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, hop or step, feet up to the hands. And sit down. Lay down. All the way, knees to chest. And again, I'll be doing this tomorrow as well, so if there's any requests for certain parts of your body that are stiff that you want me to cover, I will go over it. Right leg is going to cross over your left leg. Either your foot is going to dangle or your foot is going to tuck behind. So right is over left. Left arm is over right arm. Crossing the elbows and either hook a finger or palms together. I'm going to tap my toe to the floor and my fingers to the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee, 1. Inhale, tap. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale, keep breathing. Exhale, 9. Inhale, we're going to hold this one, 10. Hold for 10. 9, see if we can get them to touch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything, stretch it out. You know I have to do the other side. Left leg crosses over right, and either the foot dangles or hooks behind your calf. Right arm on top of left arm. Hook the elbows, and maybe get a finger or your palms together. Tap the toe, tap the fingers overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. 2 more. Inhale. 9. Inhale. This one we hold. 10. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Release. Stretch it out. You're going to feel that one tomorrow. Upper core is where you'll probably feel it tomorrow. Knees to chest. Give them a good squeeze. If it feels good, you can rock side to side or just hold still. Grab behind your knees. Start rocking forward and back, rounding the back. All right, cross your shins. Come through to a downward facing dog. Make sure your down dog isn't too short. A good indicator of a good length of down dog is you can come from plank to down dog without moving the feet. I like mine a tiny bit shorter than that. But you kind of decide. Also, before we even move on, I want to make sure your hands are really flat. And I know I'm looking up because I'm looking at my TV to see myself, but they're there. All right. Hands really flat. Make sure this, let's see, this is good. Make sure this front knuckle is not popping up on you, because then all the weight is going to go into your wrist and your wrists are going to start hurting. Hands flat, hands flat. Every time I say push the knuckles down, that's what I mean. So make sure your hands aren't really loose on the floor, but they're spread and they're flat. And that's going to help distribute the weight in your hands so your wrists don't hurt as much. All right, from down dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Make sure those hands are nice and flat. And either jump your feet up to your hands or step feet up to the hands. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Sit your hips down, reach your arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Now, make sure you're taking the sway out of your low back so it's not just dumping here, but you're using your core, pulling in and reaching back. Look up. 3. Make sure you can still wiggle your toes, you're not leaning forward. 2. 1, inhale, stand tall. Right foot steps back about 3 feet. Heel comes down in the back, 2 straight legs. Hips are square to the front. I'm not opening up my hips. Okay? Hips squared, inhale. Reach out, hold half. Make sure that front leg stays straight, not bend. 3, 2, 1, all the way down, either to your shin, to an object on the floor, a block, or to the floor. And then try to not open up the hip. Keep your hip square. I'm going to show you from the front what that looks like in my hips. All right. Opening the hip versus squaring the hip. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Parivrita Trikonasana to the back. Inhale brings you up. Hands to the hips. Left toes turn in, right toes turn out. Parivrita Trikonasana means revolved triangle. Back foot turns in. So now you're facing the back of your mat, the same thing we did before, but left hand is going to come down. Right hand goes up. Again, your hand could be on a block, or a book, or a child's head, you know, whatever. Try not to let your shoulder droop to the floor, and try not to turn your hand so the hand faces where your face is facing. 3, 2, 1, look down at the floor, walk your fingertips up and out, and see if you can lift your back foot. Flex your heel. 5. Stay there. 4. Now see what's next. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down. Heel comes down. Windmill yourself up, up, up. So you're to the side. Right toes turn in. Left toes turn to the front. I'm going to widen my stance because I don't like how short my stance is. I'm going to widen it a little bit. Left knee bends, so if that's the front of my mat. Left knee bends. Back foot turned in a little bit. Warrior 2. Looking over your left fingertips. Back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. Breathe. Make sure you're not leaning forward. Your front knee is not collapsing in. It's staying stacked over your heel. And then your back foot, the arch is lifting. 2, 1. Windmill your arms down. You're into plank again. Or hover the left foot. So it's either down in plank or you're hovering it. Chaturanga. Elbows in, hands flat. Put the toe down, up dog, inhale. Open the collarbone so you're not dumping into the shoulders. Down dog, exhale. Let's do the other side. Bend your knees, exhale. Inhale, hopper step, feet up. Exhale, fold. Big toes together. Inhale, sit it deep like a chair, Utkatasana. Remember, take the tailbone, tuck it under. Reach the arms back. Be able to wiggle the toes. 2, 1, stand tall. Left foot steps back. Halfway fold. 4. Hips are square, so I'm not opening them. 3. Push hard with that big toe. 2. 1, all the way down. It can be on your shin. It could be on a block or an object. Try when you fold to not open up the left hip. So don't open up here. Keep it squared. Push the big toe down. 3 more breaths. Check out your pedicure. 2, 1. Parivrita Trikonasana to the back. Inhale brings you up. Right toes turn in. Left toes turn to the back. Straight back. And then I'm going to adjust my back foot so my hips are squared to the back of my mat. Right hand comes to the floor. Left arm opens up. 5. If you can, try and get that bottom hand closer to the foot. Eventually it goes on the other side of the foot. 3, 2, 1. Look down on the floor. Fingertips come about 2 o'clock. Lift your back foot, or maybe you come to the tiptoe. Flex your heel. 5, 4. It's easier to look at the floor for balance. If you can, look to the side or look up at your top hand. 2, 1. Warrior 2 to the front. Put the back foot down. Come up. Facing me. Left toes in. Right toes to the front. And again, I like a wider stance. Make sure your front toes are straight forward and you're about a heel to heel alignment. Bend into that front knee. Open the arms. 5. You're not leaning forward. You're not tipping the pelvis. Pelvis is neutral. 3. Lift your back arch. 2, 1. Windmill the arms down. You can do your 3-legged plank or regular plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Put the toe down. Inhale, up dog. Open the heart. See if you lift your knees off the floor. Squeeze your bum. Down dog, exhale. Drop your knees, rest, child's pose. Let your forehead rest. Again, knees can be open or closed. How you doing, everyone? Are you still there? Do I even anyone have there? What did I even just say? There's still 20 people watching. Good on you, at least on Facebook. Stay in your child's pose. Take a couple more breaths. I'm going to see if anyone had any questions. Hi, Alicia. Oh, look at your little hearts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. I'm starting to breathe heavier. I'm starting to get a little sweaty. Maybe I should turn on my fan. Make your children fan you guys right now. Get some paper plates. All right. Let's move on. Down dog. Fingers spread. Plant the hands. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, plant it in between the hands. Back heel spins down. Arms rise straight up. Virabhadrasana A, Warrior 1. So this one, your hips are squared and your ribs are squared to the front. Try to take the sway out of the low back by pulling the low belly in. Lift your chest. 3, back heel touching the floor. 2, 1, clasp your hands behind your back. Pull the knuckles down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, humbly bow. So try to get your right shoulder on the inside of the right knee without your hips swinging out to the side. I'm going to fall doing that. Hips stay tucked under the body. Reach your arms up and overhead. Look to your back foot. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms rise all the way back up. And you're going to pop your back heel up. So you're going to high lunge. Option 1, left hand on the floor, right hand rises, twist. Option 2, prayer hand twist. You can even see me if I'm facing the other way. You get it. So trying to close off the gap between your armpit and your knee. So trying to get that armpit all the way over. One elbow points at the floor, one elbow to the ceiling, knee over ankle. 3, 2, lengthen your neck so you're not crunching your shoulders, but you're lengthening your shoulders. 2, 2.5, 1. Inhale brings you up. Back heel goes down. You're going to sink to the left knee and pop up the right foot. Maybe the heel pops up, or you can keep the heel down if you can without falling backwards. Hands could be here, hands could be here. Make sure that back foot rotated up. 2, 1, we're gonna go back this way. Try not to use your hands. Toe rotates in, back toe pops up. And maybe everyone's hips just cracked. Or your knees. Keep breathing. 3, this is called flying monkey. Lift your chest more. 2, 1, turn back to the front. Runner's lunge. Inhale to plank. You can hover the foot if you would like. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Open the heart. Squeeze your glute. Exhale, down dog. And we do the other side. Left leg inhale. Runner's lunge, exhale. Back heel spins down. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. For 4. Hips and ribs square to the front. 3. 2. Remember, take the sway out of the back by pulling the low belly in. Did I say 2? I don't know. 1. Clasp your hands behind your back. Pull the knuckles down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, humbly bow. Reaching forward, forward, forward. Shoulder on the inside of the knee. Look to your back foot. 3. Try not to swing your hips to the side. Keep them underneath you. 2. 1. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. Back heel pops off the floor, so you're on your tiptoe. Okay, you have your 2 options. Option 1, right hand on the floor, arm rise. Option 2, hook the elbow. 1 elbow points to the floor, 1 elbow to the ceiling. Good, breathe. Lengthen your neck. 3. 2. 1, both hands come down. No, they don't. Flying monkey to the back. I almost forgot. Flying monkey. So you can use your hands to walk over. Right foot points to the back. Left foot turns up. Hands can be on the floor. Maybe that back heel is off the floor. It's okay. 3, 2, 1. Going to the front. Maybe no hands. Back heel comes down. Other heel goes up. Lift your chest. 3, 2, 1. Turn to the front. Runner's lunge. You can hover the left leg plank or regular plank, or you can do kneeling plank, chaturanga. Point the toes, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. I'm going to kind of walk forward just so I'm in the middle of the screen. Hands back to the feet and fold. Let yourself hang. Try not to look up. Let your neck just be heavy. Just listen to my voice. You don't have to look at the screen. Just listen to my voice. Just breathe. If you need to keep a little bend in your knees, you can to kind of relax the low back. Look at the floor. Left fingertips are going to come down. Right peace fingers are going to go around your right big toe. If you're wearing socks, take them off. You're at home. Lift your right foot 2 inches off the floor. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Take it out to the right. Lift as high as you can. 3. I know it's hard. 2, 1. Bring it back down. Other side. Right hand to the floor. Left peace finger around your left toe. Lift the foot 2 inches. 3, 2, 1. Take it out to the left. High as you can. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down. Forward fold again. Maybe shake out the legs. Or shimmy the legs. Shiver them. Okay, both feet, you're gonna take them out to the side, just kidding. That would be crazy. Peace fingers around both big toes. Feet are about hip width apart. Inhale, look halfway. Exhale, fold, Parangusthasana. 5 deep breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, look halfway. Keep the right foot, left fingertip out again. We're gonna do it one more time. Lift the right foot 2 inches. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. 3, 2, 1. Back down. Ugh, my leg wanted to cramp. How are your legs doing? All right, other side. Right fingertips down. Left peace finger around the toe. 2 inches lift. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Ugh. That was hurting today. All right, heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. Hands are gonna come to prayer. And you're gonna bend your knees, but you're still gonna face your chest at the floor. So try to get now your thighs parallel with the floor. And I have something to look at so I can see if my thighs are parallel, but my hands are gonna come to heart, and I'm gonna look at the floor. Hold. 3. Toes pointing forward, not turned out. So you can't really tell on mine, but mine are pointed forward. Good. 2, 1. Hands to the floor. Now turn your toes out and sink your hips down. You can adjust as needed. I like mine a little bit closer. If your heels don't come down, that's okay. They can kind of be like this, or you can roll up your mat and put it underneath your heels. Elbows on the inside, hands to heart. Use your elbows to push the knees open and sit up nice and tall. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your elbows a little bit lower. A little lower, lower, lower. Hands to heart, and then try and bring your chest up to your hands, up to your thumbs. 3, 2, 1. Back to downward facing dog. Hands to the floor, step back. Again, feet are about 2 fist widths apart. Fingers nice and spread. Look at your hands. Make sure that they're nice and pushing down. Look to your belly, if you can, or towards your upper thighs. Inhale, right leg rises high to the sky, and really stretch it up as high as you can go. 3, 2, 1. That foot is going to go on the outside of the right hand. Lizard. You have a lot of options here. All right, ready? You can stay up on your toe in the back and just push the chest forward. High lizard. You could drop your back knee, point the back toe. If you want it deeper, you could drop your elbows and still push the chest forward. You can do a combination of all those. 5, 4. Try to keep this right knee hugging in versus winging out. 2, 1. If you're on your elbows, come back up onto your hands. Good. If you're up on your knee, drop your back knee. I think I'm going to turn to the side on this one so you can see where my arms are going. Okay. With your right leg forward, your knee is not winging out, your foot is nice and flat. You're going to reach your right arm, and it's probably mirrored on you, so if it's your left arm, just whatever I'm doing. Right arm underneath the leg, and try and get your shoulder down, down, down. Option 1, your hand just comes down. Option 2, airplane arms. Option 3, hand down, wiggle that foot forward, and see if you can try and get it off the floor. Just hold there. My back knee is on the floor. If you know the full pose for Ekapada Kundanyasana, your back knee lifts, elbow in, and you lift. It's an arm balance. Don't worry. We don't have to do that. We can be right here. 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot back in. Bring your hand out. I'm going to turn back around. I'm on my mat. Good. Okay. Right foot is going to move to the left side of your mat. Shin comes to the floor. If this hurts your knees, you're going to turn your back knee out and have kind of like a windmill shape. Otherwise, you're going to try and keep this right hip off the floor and square your hips to the front. Now you determine how intense you want this. The more your heel is in, the less intense it will be. The more your heel is out, the more intense it will feel. Left hip, roll to the floor. Point your back toe, unless you have both knees bent. Walk hands back, back, back. Push into your back toenail. This is going to be a back bend, so your back is going to start feeling it. Muscles are gripping. See if you can get your hands off the floor. Maybe they rise. 3, 2, 1. Don't forward fold yet. I know you want to. We're going to work a little strength exercise. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee off the floor. And I'm going to bring my front foot in just a little bit so I have more surface area for my shin. So back knee off the floor. See if you can get your hands off the floor. Lift up and down. 1, up, 2, up, and 3. Knee down, toe points, and what you want to fold over the shin. I'm not folding over my knee. I'm going to show you from the front. I'm not here. The knee is not here. Knee is off to the right. But you determine whether you want this heel more out or more in. Just don't sink off to the right hip. Square the hips. Just fold and breathe. Fold and breathe. My hip. Oh, how we all doing? Doing good, Annie. If you're still there, you're still around. Mandy, are you sick? My hair's sick. What's going on? Mandy. Just breathe here, ladies and gentlemen. In and out through the nose. You're forward folded in your pigeon, aka Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. 3 more breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Coming into splits. Walk your hands up. I'm going to bend my back knee so I can prop up my front foot and get it back underneath me. Okay, here are your options. You could be half splits like we did in the beginning of class. Toe pulling back, lengthening the back of the leg. You could slide it out, working more full splits. You could tuck your back toe and lift your back knee off the floor. And just hold here. We're here for 8. 7. 6. 5. Just breathe. Wherever you're at. 4. 3, 2, and 1. You can go through a Vinyasa, which is Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or you can just go right to down dog. Everyone will meet me in downward facing dog. How does that right hip area feel? Should feel either warm or a little bit hot maybe now. A little bit looser. Left leg rises, inhale. And really stretch it up as high as you can get. Push the right heel to the floor. 3, 2, 1. Plant it on the outside of the left hand for lizard. Outside of the left hand. Use your hand to help it the rest of the way if it doesn't get there on its own. Knee stacked over heel. You have your options just like last time. You can have the knee on the floor. You can have your elbows on the floor. Just make sure this knee isn't winging out on you. It's staying hugging your side. 5. Deep breath. In and out through the nose. 4. Remember that's called Ujjayi breathing. 3. 2. 1. If you're on your elbows, come back up onto your hands. If you had your back knee lifted, go ahead and drop your back knee. Left hand is going to grab the calf, and you're going to wiggle your shoulder down, 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 down. Maybe airplane arms, looking forward, or hand plants, and you wiggle this foot forward, 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 till maybe it can lift off the floor. That takes a lot of hamstring strength to get that foot off the floor. Or you can go the full arm balance, back knee lifts, lift. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down, hand comes out. Wiggle that left foot to the right side of your mat for pigeon. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Shin comes down. Again, if this hurts the knees at all, you can turn off to the side. Otherwise, facing the front. Back toe tucks. My hair's in my face. Back toe tucks. Back knee lifts. And see if you can get a lift holding the hands. Not holding the hands, sorry. Or you're pushing into the floor. Lower and lift. Lower, lift 1. Lower, lift 2. Lower, lift 3. Back knee down, back toe points, and fold over that shin. Remember, my knee is off to the side. It's not right underneath me. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. When I first started doing yoga, and those who are my regular students have heard this story before, but pigeon, what we're in right now, first couple seconds feels really good. And then once we hold it for a long time, it starts to not feel so good and you kind of start to panic and you want to get out of it. Well, lucky day, we get to get out of it. Walk your hands up, coming out of it. I won't make you hold it longer than the other side. You're going to bend your back knee so you can prop up your front foot for splits. So again, you can do the half splits like we did in the beginning. You can do kind of a wiggle out, a little bit longer half splits. You can tuck your back toe, lift your back knee up, lift your chest. Full splits, we're here for 8. 7. 6. It's been a while since I've done full splits. I'm going to fill this tomorrow. 4. 3. 2. 1. Making your way into downward facing dog. Maybe you go through a vinyasa to get there, or just step into down dog. This is a vinyasa. Those 3 pieces. When you're there in down dog, go ahead and drop your knees, big toes together. Let your forehead rest, child's pose. We have about 14 minutes left of class. I am going to give you a Shavasana. Please don't skip it. Shavasana is one of my favorite parts of class, and even though I'm not physically there to push on your shoulders with the essential oil, maybe you can make your children do it, or your dogs. I don't know. My dogs are in their crate right now. You can't see them. I have 3 dogs that have been very quiet just in the corner over there. They're really bad at pushing on my shoulders, but I'm going to give you Shavasana, and it's part of the class that just kind of grounds you down, loses that anxiety that maybe you have, that if you're doing all this movement, and then you continue to do the movement throughout the rest of your day, maybe you don't lose that anxiety. So the Shavasana is super important to just kind of refresh everything. So please stay for it, even though it may be hard to be still for a minute. Just try. Close the door, turn off the lights. All right, come through to seated. So either cross your ankles and roll over them, or swing them off to the side and come through to seated. I'm going to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, I'm going to turn my mat so you can see. I got this cool life board from my friend Lori, who moved to California, but gives me a hard surface underneath my mat. I don't like using the carpet. It's too squishy. All right. Legs straight out in front of you. Again, if you have a strap or a towel or a belt, you can wrap it around your feet. I'm just going to use my own flexibility. Try to keep your feet flush, meaning don't let them roll out, don't let them point forward, don't let the toes curl in. Try to keep your pinky toes and big toes in the same line. Sit up tall, inhale. Exhale, push out with your chest. So, talking about a forward fold. Once upon a time, my son asked me how to forward fold because he was doing like the sit and reach test at school. And this was his forward fold. Right, see how my back is arching up there, curving, and I can't get very far because it's just, everything's in the way here. I can't fold any further than this if I do it this way. But if you sit up tall, think from the back bend, not the back bend, the forward fold coming from all the way to the back of the legs up, lifting your chest, and not being like a roll top desk actually. Roll up and out. Push your chest forward. Don't just get smaller, get longer. 3. And whether you can get your toes or not, it doesn't matter. I can look at my pedicure. 2. My feet stay clean when I'm at home, guys. If you're my regular student, you know that I always have dirty feet. 1, inhale brings you up. So I'm going to mirror you now. Right foot comes in, nice and tight, and then you're going to bring that knee all the way over to try and stack on top of your other knee. Maybe it doesn't get all the way there and it's kind of here, that's okay. Trying to get it over as much as you can. And then watch this front leg that it doesn't do this on you. Sometimes when we bring a leg over, it kind of makes the other leg roll out. Keep that leg up. Toe, kneecap pointing straight up. Sit up tall, push your chest out, half Gomukhasana. Let your hands go where they go. Relax the shoulders, don't hunch them up by your ear, relax them down. Deep breaths, 5. 4. 3. 2. On my phone, someone is calling me, and I gotta decline that. Sorry, someone called me on my phone. 2. 1, inhale, sit up tall. Now try and bring this foot into that left hip crease. Again, maybe it doesn't get up as high as mine. Maybe yours is making more like a number 4 shape. But you're trying to bring that heel in as close as you can without your ankle sickling like this. So try and bring your ankle up, heel up into the gut. You can either hold it with your hand, opposite hand goes behind the back, crook of the elbow, or you reach for the toe. That's actually a quite deep stretch, so don't worry if you can't get it. Other foot, make sure it's still facing up and it's not rolling out on you. And you can fold forward. Maybe you don't use hands at all and you just fold forward. You may notice a different pressure in your quadricep because the foot is pushing on it. At least I notice mine. 3, 2, 1, inhale, sit up tall. You're gonna, if it's not already, slide that ankle out, number 4 shape. I'm gonna bring my hands behind me just for a little bit, bend out and in with that bottom foot. Not super tight in where it goes underneath my bum cheek, but it's gonna come right underneath this knee. This ankle is gonna go on the soft part of my knee, so it's not in so far, it's out a little bit. And maybe yours kind of looks like this. Maybe yours looks like this. Maybe you can get that knee down, and again, I'm gonna bring my foot out a little bit. That's the important part of this pose. It's called logs of fire. Logs of fire. That this bottom foot is not tucked under, because then I don't feel the stretch. So that bottom foot really has to be out. Even if this knee doesn't come down, that bottom foot is out. Flex your feet. Sit up tall if you can, or your hands are behind your back. If you need more, I personally do, walk your hands forward. So the point of this one is to feel a stretch in the top leg glute area. Some people feel it in the hip creases, some people feel it in both legs. But the majority, I want it in the back here of the top leg. I was teaching a football team at one point, and my Instagram is telling me that I've spent an hour on it today. Yeah, I have. I was teaching a football class, and they couldn't get here, so they were here. Maybe that feels better for you. And if you still don't feel it like this, make sure you're pushing your chest forward. That's going to give you that extra little whoop, where you need to feel it. 2. And 1, inhale, sit up tall, both legs come out, and we do the other side. So start with a half Gomukhasana, left foot comes in, and you're going to bring it all the way over so your knee stacks on top. Kind of wiggle around till you get there, try to get both hips on the floor. This leg stays pointing up, not rolling out. Flex the foot, sit up tall, and fold. 5, relax your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, sit up tall. Bring that heel in to that hip crease. So the knee goes off the other knee and it's kind of out to the side, but still trying to face forward, not out to the complete side. A little bit forward at an angle. This leg, don't let it roll out. You can do crook of the elbow behind your back. You could do toe if you can get it, or no hands at all, and fold. Make sure that foot stays up. 5, relax the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, sit up tall. Hands gonna come behind me so I can slide that one in. This one goes on top of the knee. You have your options. You could be here if you feel it in that hip, then stay here. If you need more, you sit up. Maybe the knee can come down. Maybe you need to do this one, but make sure you're sitting up for it. Or maybe you need to forward fold in it. You choose. Wherever you feel it, that's the point. It's not supposed to look a certain way. I just want you to feel it. And for me, I need to fold forward to feel it. 5, 4, 3, 2, Hands behind, legs straight, and just kind of shake them out. Okay, we are nearing the end of class. I'll give you a couple more poses to finish, and then I'm going to give you Shavasana. Come onto your back. Like that. There we go. Onto your back. Knees to chest. Feet plant. Right underneath your knees, not out here. Right underneath your knees. Feet are hip width apart. Hands at your side. Push through the heels. Lift your hips up. You can stay here, or maybe clasp your hands under your back. Wiggle the shoulders under, lift the hips higher. Don't let your knees roll out. Keep your feet flat. 3, 2, 1. Undo the hands, come down. We're going to do that one more time. If you want to go deeper, hands plant by your ears. Hair out of the way. You can just do a wrist stretch by having the hands here. You could come to the top of your head, elbows in. Again, knees are narrow, not rolling out. Or push all the way up, full wheel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck your chin to come down. Knees to chest. How you doing? We're almost done. Hands at your side. Legs go straight up. Flex the heels. Ankles over your hips as much as you can. Try to straighten the legs as much as you can. You're going to push your low back into the floor. Hollow out the belly. So it's not here, but you're pushing down. Making it active. So you can stay right here. This is a modified shoulder stand. Pushing down, flexing the heels, everything's active. Or full shoulder stand. Hands come to the low back. Hips go up, 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 up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come down. And if there's something else you need, you're at home, feel free to take it. If you need a twist, you can do both sides. If you need a happy baby's here. Soles of the feet facing the ceiling. Maybe a reclined Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together like a butterfly. Or if you're ready for Shavasana, I'm actually going to walk you through. No, I won't, because it's written on my iPad and I'm using my iPad. Tomorrow I will walk you through a guided meditation. Otherwise, I want you just to lay flat. Feet are apart, feet are relaxed. Hands are open at your side and wiggle around so your shoulders feel relaxed. And I find the wider my arms are, not necessarily all the way out here, but just kind of at an angle, the wider they are, the more comfortable I can get them. Let your eyes close. All right, everyone, take a good inhale through the nose. Side out, Again, inhale through the nose. Side out, Let your eyes close. Let your breathing come back to normal. Relax your face. Don't open your eyes. Just listen to my voice. Relax the jaw. Relax your lips. Relax the muscle in between your eyebrows. Smooth out your eyebrow crease. Smooth out your forehead. Relax your shoulders. Your fingers are relaxed. Your belly is soft. Your hips are no longer gripping, but they're relaxed. Thighs are relaxed and soft. Your feet are relaxed. Listen to your breathing. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Sigh it out. Again, deep inhale through the nose. Hold it. Sigh it out. Stretch the arms up overhead. Bring the feet back together. Point the toes. Like a good morning stretch. Exhale, knees to chest. Roll to your right or your left side, curling in a ball. Use your bottom arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed. Gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can stay closed, or you can watch me, hands to heart center, shoulders back and down. I believe that when you're in the service of your fellow beings, you're only in the service of your God. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to serve you this morning. It is always my honor. Namaste.